A warm good morning to all my dear students of Sri Gokulam Public School. This is Nida ma'am with you and I heartily welcome you all to my English online class. I hope you are all doing fine and keeping very safe. In the last class we were discussing the chapter The Beggar from the Moments text. We discussed that a beggar had come once begging at the doors of an advocate, Sir Jai, and after telling him a series of lies, Sir Jai caught him off-handed and scolded him. Feeling very embarrassed, he agreed to work for Sir Jai. Sir Jai called upon the cook Olga to take this beggar to the woodshed to chop some woods. Let us continue our story from there. We already discussed that the beggar was under the influence and was looking like a scarecrow, feeling very weak. Sir Jai went into the dining room and tried to observe the cook and the beggar who were working in the woodshed. He noticed that Olga was very rough and hard on the beggar and was scolding him and pushing him to sides to force him to do work. He also noticed that the beggar was feeling very weak and was unable to lift the axe and do the chopping. One or two times it was even dropping down from his hand and he had to rub his hand to make it warm. At this moment, Sir Jai started feeling sympathetic and sorry towards that beggar for making him to do such a laborious work. After an hour, Olga returned to the boss, Sir Jai, and told him that the beggar had chopped all the woods. Sir Jai gave him half a ruble and told Olga that she could inform the beggar that he can come to work on the first of every month to chop woods. This continued for a few months and every beginning of the month the beggar would come to chop woods for him. Sir Jai noticed that at all these times he was under the influence of alcohol. Slowly this changed. The beggar now reduced alcohol drinking and he also started to do many other work other than chopping the wood. This included removing the snow from the front of their house, cleaning the rugs and carpets, etc. Then once Sir Jai had decided to shift his residence, that means to shift his home, he called the beggar to help him in removing or shifting the furniture. The beggar was walking behind the van with his head sunk down and very quiet. Sir Jai now noticed that the beggar had now completely stopped drinking. Not only that, the other workers, when they were teasing him and making fun of him for being so weak and wearing torn clothes, the beggar was keeping silent. Now Sir Jai started feeling that because of his scoldings, the beggar has changed or transformed himself and he wanted to give something better to the beggar. He asked him his name. He said that his name was Lashkov. Then Sir Jai asked him whether he knew to read and write. He said that he is educated enough to read and write. Upon hearing this, Sir Jai gave him a letter and asked him to deliver this letter to one of his friends where he would find work as a copyright. Copyright means just copy down the notes what is given by that person. In olden times, we did not have photocopy machine and scanning documents and all was not available. So if you wanted to make more copies of the original document, you had to write it down. So he asked him to go and find that work, also gave him an advice that he should work hard and quit drinking. Lashkov went off with that letter. Sir Jai and Lashkov did not meet for many years. After 2 years, Sergei was waiting at a ticket counter in a theater to collect his tickets when he suddenly noticed a person standing next to him, and he was quite impressed to see that person. He was wearing nice fur clothes and looked very much a gentleman. Sergei quickly recognized the man and called him. Lashkov, is that you? Lashkov also was very humble when he was speaking to Sergei. Lashkov informed him that now he is working as a notary. Notary means a person in an advocate's office. So he is working in the advocate's office, and now he is getting 35 rubles per month, which is a high amount of money. Sergei was very happy to hear the transformation that he had seen in Lashkov, and also happy to know that he had placed himself in such a high position. He said that Lashkov was his godson, and hadn't he scolded and shouted at Lashkov, he would be still lying begging at someone's doors. Lashkov was filled with gratitude, and he said that definitely he owed a lot to Sergei for bringing about such a change in him. In fact, he also was very thankful that he could meet Sergei that day, and that is the only reason a change has happened in him. The words of Sergei definitely had a profound impact in the life of Lashkov. He agreed to everything and thanked Sergei for it. At the same time, he also said that more than Sergei, a great transformation happened in him due to Olga. And it is to Olga that he is indebted to his life. Sergei was surprised, and he wanted to know how Olga had changed him. Then Lashkov revealed the truth to Sergei. He said that for the first time when they had gone to chop the woods, Lashkov was unable to chop the woods. Seeing the pathetic condition of Lashkov, Olga was behaving like a mother to him. She scolded him, at the same time sat down and wept for him. She also went out to the extent of chopping all the woods in the name of Lashkov. This has continued for a few months. Seeing that hard work and the care and concern of Olga, Lashkov thought that he need to change. And it is only because of the actions of Olga that Lashkov had taken that effort to change his life. So more than the words of Sergei, it was the actions or the deeds of Olga that had brought about a greater change in him. At that moment, the theater bell rang, and both of them went inside to watch the play. So this is the story of the beggar. I sure it is very evident to you how changes can happen place in a person's life. Of course, words mean a lot, but more than words, it is the actual care and actions that you are doing for someone that brings about a change in person. Let us all work together and work with such good intentions that we are able to transform at least one person's life during our lifetime. Let this be the aim of our life. So with this, I'm concluding today's class. Write down your notes and read your textbook. From the next class onwards, we will start revisions. So keep working hard and be good children. Till we meet again, have a wonderful time. Thank you.